Weighing in, Fights and Films.
Welcome to Weighing in, Fights and Films. I am Brett the Threat with my cousin and co-host,
Jenny Rose. And we are going to be weighing in on episode 9.
Yep.
You see? Oui. Episode 9 of The Ultimate Fighter, Redemption. Tonight was the semifinal fight between Gilbert Smith and Diego Lima. Both Team Dillashaw. Not too much drama in it. I don't recall hearing much
There's some
drama.
weird stuff here. They took the team all went out to...
the night out on Vegas.
Yeah, they took like a stripper pole van.
Don't dance on the stripper pole.
Yeah,
Don't touch it. They probably sees a Clorox wipe once a year.
There's more than ringworm on that. And then they went to some Benihana thing. Gilbert got all weird. And he started running in the bathroom stall.
No, I mean, they're all out partying and having a good time, but, like, him and Diego and Gilbert had to fight. Like, I would have opted out. I would have been like, nah, have fun, I'll party with you guys in a week.
You can't do that, because the cameras are rolling. You know, it's the TV show, you have to make the appearance.
But probably in a normal fight camp, you wouldn't do that.
Right, you wouldn't hang out with your opponent. But he was all a negative Nancy the whole night, and I'm just like, looking at him going, you know, I don't think his head's in the game. I don't, you know what I mean? He's like an emotional
I thought
wreck.
he was going to be too anxious to do much good in the cage. I thought he was very tense at the beginning of the fight, and then we'll get into the fight.
Well, let's get into it. Round 1.
Well, so yeah, I thought Gilbert was too tense in the beginning of the fight, and that he was a little stiff, but he seemed to loosen up. I thought we predicted for him to go and do some takedowns, and he did. Yeah,
well, he's a wrestler by trade.
Right. And also, but Diego got one also in there, surprising. But like you said, his ears are messed up too, so there must be some wrestling training in there like that to earn those stripes.
They've got some nasty cauliflower here.
And but the rounds pretty much like 1 and 2, because they did the 2 and then they decided to go for a third. I thought, like, overall accuracy of strikes, Gilbert was winning.
And I thought he had more takedowns.
He did have more takedowns.
I mean, when he got the takedown and we got on top, he didn't do any like ground and pound, which maybe that was they judged against him that way. But he was chasing submissions, same as Lima.
Yeah.
But I had it all 3 rounds. Gilbert.
Yeah. Well, Lima landed a couple punches in the ground and pound, a couple elbows, and maybe that's what brought his score up.
Yeah, and he landed that big left against the cage.
Yeah, but there was so many punches that Gilbert got through straight to his face. I mean, his accuracy on some of his punches were hitting their target.
Especially in the 3rd round. I noticed Lima was a little more tired.
Yeah.
And, like, especially when they were, like, at the end of the round when they were just, like, throwing down.
Lima didn't land a single shot in that 10 seconds.
Right, he was just throwing it like with his eyes closed almost, and Gilbert, you were right.
Was still landing right down the middle. They were finding the target.
He was much more accurate. So we were both surprised when they announced that Lima won. I was just like, what? I had Gilbert 3 rounds.
Yeah, I totally thought that he had won this fight.
And then he's just crying. He's a mess.
Well, then he's crying, and I explained to you that after a fight, there's all these emotions leading into a fight where you can win, you can lose, and you're going to be the same mess after the fight. Does not matter, because all of a sudden all of that wall is down. You have all of this wall built up, and then it's just gone, and the emotions just flood out. The dam releases, and it appears in different ways, you know.
But it was bigger than that, of course.
But it was bigger than that.
Everyone gets in the cage, and he makes a big announcement that this is his last fight. He's retiring from MMA.
Yep.
And he's crying, of course, and he puts his gloves in the cage, which I think is a great tradition when they leave the gloves in the center of the octagon. I think that's cool. And
I thought that was a good scene. I thought that was great that the teams...
She was tearing up.
I got a little dewy. Yeah,
she got a little dewy.
You know. But I thought it was a great scene, and I liked that none of the team shit came into play. It was all just about the moment. And
well, they all know that
his
that moment is going to come for them one day, you know what I mean?
And sooner than later for a lot of them, because this is the redemption season, and a lot of these guys have had, let's face it, a lot of them have had their careers.
Yeah.
And this is where it's going to end, or it's not going to go much further.
You know,
they are getting up there.
Come to think of it, 99% of them are going to have they're going to meet that same crossroads at the end of this show. You're right.
At the end of this show, or soon thereafter, because they've had a lot of cage time, and they're coming to the end of their cage careers.
You know, I'm such an insensitive cloud. That was a much heavier moment than I was giving it.
Yeah, see, but that's why I'm here, to let you know.
Yeah. Not a bad episode, actually.
No, how do you weigh in on it?
I'll give it a 4. I thought it was entertaining. I didn't like the stripper pole scene, but whatever.
Same here. I'm gonna give it 4 punches. I thought the fight was entertaining.
And I did like the weirdness, because like every fighter, it's just like comedians have their thing before they go on stage. Every fighter probably goes through their own like weird thing before they fight. Mm-hmm. And we got to see a little bit of that behind the scenes weirdness with Gilbert, running in the bathroom. So I like that stuff.
Because at the end of the day, you're going in to face another human being in a brutal environment. It's one of those sports where you look your opponent, one opponent, single person right in the eye, they're looking you back, and your intention is to hurt them. Like, it's not trying to score a goal, it's not trying to score a basket, it's not trying to reach the end of the pool the quickest. It is, I see you, I'm going to kill you. That is, it is. It's a different mindset, and it can be a very pressureful mindset, because it also depends on your mindset outside of the cage as well. So
yeah.
It encompasses so much. Yeah. Not just brutal oafs swinging at each other. It's so much deeper. That's my moment of zen.
Well, that's how we weigh in on episode 9 of TUF Redemption. Tell us what you thought of the episode. Did you have it Gilbert winning, or did you have it Lima winning? Like I had it Gilbert winning all 3 rounds.
I gave it to Gilbert for the win as well. Yeah.
Don't forget to support her MMA fight career. You have a fight coming up. What's the date?
July 14th.
And where is it being held?
Florentine Gardens, I think.
Florentine Gardens?
I get a ride. I show up.
It will be live on the internet. Adam Woods plugged it on our last, I believe it was our post-fight award show. If you want to click on that, he
does a lot better job of hyping up.
Yeah, so if you want to watch it live, it will be broadcast live on the internet. Yeah. But don't forget to support this channel. You weighing in fights and films. We have a link below for merchandise, and don't forget to
like, comment, and subscribe.